Families in Maple Grove are a step closer to having a place to honor a loved one who has served in our nation's military. On Saturday, advocates broke ground on Maple Grove Veterans Memorial Park, which will be in Central Park. Organizers have been raising money and working toward this memorial since 2013, when the city was proclaimed a yellow ribbon city. There are several major donors toward this project, and that includes the American Legion, local volunteers and businesses, and the city.
There'll be panels honoring all the wars since the Civil War up to Afghan and Iraq. I will have a fallen heroes panel and obviously a major donors panel. There'll be a walkway with pavers that anybody can buy a paver for the park and remember a veteran or just say thanks to the veterans.
The project is scheduled to be completed in mid-July. When finished, there will be flagpoles to fly the U.S. flag, the POW flag, and the city of Maple Grove's flag. Every charitable organization hopes that people will part with some of their hard-earned dollars to help out a worthy cause. As Delane Cleveland explains, you could do that this past weekend and meet a celebrity in the process.
Awesome.
Saturday night, hundreds of golf club swinging guests made their way to Brooklyn Center's newest entertainment venue, including a certain Cardinal who flew in from Arizona.
Well, Top Golf here in the Twin Cities has been, been the rave. I hear about it even down in Arizona, about, the turnout here. Even in the cold winter months, people are still out here enjoying themselves.
Minnesota native Larry Fitzgerald is a star receiver for the Arizona Cardinals. But this visit to Brooklyn Center was about much more than swinging a golf club.
We're really grateful that you took time to be here this evening.
In 2003, Larry's mother, Carol, died from breast cancer. And in the 15 years since, the Fitzgerald family has honored her memory by establishing a foundation to help support causes she believed in.
The mission of fighting HIV, breast cancer, and as well urban education in our community.
Saturday night was the key fundraising event for the Carol Fitzgerald Memorial Fund.
She left an unbelievable legacy, and to be able to stand here now 15 years strong, being a part of something that can honor my mom, it means a great deal for us.
A silent auction and the chance to golf alongside a future Hall of Famer were some of the big draws for those who came out.
It's been impactful, not just here, but all over the country.
Stephanie Johnson Brown is Carol's sister. She makes the trip from Chicago every year to honor the woman who had a passion for serving others.
I mean, she would give the last thing she owned away to help somebody. She had the gift of giving.
Now, even 16 years after Carol's death,
without you, we couldn't do what we do for all of you.
People still show their love to keep her memory alive.
People continue to come back and support it, which is no easy feat when there's so many different things and so many wonderful charities to give to, and it just shows that it means something, and to have that kind of support.
In Brooklyn Center, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
Healthcare continues to evolve. More health systems are offering easier access to care for basic ailments. As Corey Bork reports in this week's Business Matters, one new example can be found right here in the northwest suburbs.
We're trying to deliver services more conveniently to patients.
Something new has arrived in Plymouth. An Allina Health Everyday Clinic, now open inside the Hy-Vee grocery store. It's the 6th Everyday Clinic in the Twin Cities. All of them are inside Hy-Vee grocery stores, each opened in the last year.
This is our Everyday Clinic kiosk.
Kayla Vingy with Allina Health says it's not just convenience that makes retail clinics attractive.
I think a big benefit of the retail clinic is the cost aspect. Traditionally, the retail clinics cost a little bit less than your traditional primary care clinic.
Everyday clinics treat minor injuries and illnesses. They also provide vaccinations and offer sports physicals for kids.
It's important because we kind of help take a little bit off the plate for maybe some of the urgent cares, the emergency rooms, and for some of the family practice clinics when maybe they don't have quite as easy and quick access, they can come in and seek our services and get in and out really quickly for a lot of those minor conditions.
But according to industry insiders, new retail clinics like this one are a bit of a phenomenon.
On retail clinics, the reason we're not seeing growth is because it's a model that's very difficult to make work.
Tom Charlin says more than 60% of hospital-owned retail clinics have closed. One example is North Memorial, which had been inside Hy-Vee stores.
The clinics inside grocery stores, or even inside drugstores, the CVS Minute clinics, those have flattened out. Walgreens is essentially trying to get out of the business by turning their own clinics over to hospital systems.
One reason is retail clinics typically have lower patient volumes, especially during the summer. But Alina is banking on its convenience and pricing.
Patients and consumers like to know what they're getting. They want to know what they're going to pay before they come in.
For Business Matters, Corey Bork, CCX News.
Alina says it averages about 8 to 12 patients per day at its everyday clinics, and you can also book appointments online, so there's no waiting when you walk in. A Maple Grove clinic near Maple Grove Hospital has plans to expand up, not out. The Park Nicollet Maple Grove Specialty Center wants to put on a 7,800 square foot expansion to complete the third story of their building. The existing building was completed 4 years ago as part of an expansion to a nearby Park Nicollet clinic. A family-friendly event in Brooklyn Park is one sure sign that spring has sprung. The Twin Cities Festival Spring Babies kicked off their annual event in Brooklyn Park on Saturday, April 13th. This is located at the same location as the Twin Cities Corn Maze at Highway 169 and 109th Avenue. The big attraction is, of course, holding and petting the baby ducks, bunnies, goats, and much more, but there are other games on site too. It's open now through May, and we've put a link to this story and all of our stories on our website, ccxmedia.org.
Boxer Caleb Truax Saturday. The Osseo native's fight ended in an unusual way. In Truax's super middleweight eliminator bout at the Minneapolis Armory against Peter Quillin, an accidental clash of heads opened a deep cut over Truax's eye in the second round. After the round, the ringside doctor ruled that Caleb couldn't continue, and the fight was ruled a no decision. 40 of the state's best high school girls basketball playing seniors had one more chance to compete as prep players over the weekend. The annual Minnesota All-Star Series featured 2 games on Saturday. Game 1 matched up the Stripes team, which included Wayzata's Mimi Schrader and Hopkins' Delayla Chacolas, taking on the Stars team in the dark jerseys featuring Callie Tyson of Wayzata. Abby McDonald of Hibbing, nice pass to Chacolas for a layup as the Stripes lead 9-2 early. Tyson grabs an offensive rebound and puts it back for 2, but her team trails by 13 in the first half. Schrader with a nice steal for the Stripes. She'll take it to the basket for 2 here. Her team continues its double-digit lead in the first half. Second half, and Tyson with a nice up and under move scores. The Stars make a game of it. Tied at 100 with under 10 seconds to play, Chacolas attacks from out high, drives and scores the winning points with 5 seconds to go. The Stripes beat the Stars 102-100. In the second game, it's the blue All-Stars in the dark jerseys take on the white All-Stars. Ayana Whitfield of Benilde St. Margaret's pops in a three-pointer for the blue All-Star team in the first half. Cooper's Asia Wheeler played for the white All-Star team in the light jersey. She takes this one coast to coast for 2. Whitfield picks up an assist on this basket, setting up Eastview's Macy Guibert for a three-pointer, but it's the white All-Stars that win 101-81. Here's what 2 of the local players had to say after their games.
It's real great. It's fun coming out here playing with a lot of different kids I've never played before, making good relationships, just hanging with them and just having fun. Last high school game with them is really cool. It feels just great. It's just a blessing to be able to play on my future home court, Carleton College, and it feels good to have being acknowledged for my good senior year and have all these accolades with these amazing people too.
The Maple Grove girls lacrosse team is eyeing a return trip to state this spring. Here's Jay Wilcox with a preview.
There's plenty of excitement for Maple Grove girls lacrosse this spring. Most of a team that reached the state tournament for a 3rd straight season is back.
I think already this year we're looking pretty good. We have most of our team is returning from last year, so that'll definitely help, and our new players are already stepping in and doing awesome.
Captains Emily Herdeen, Natalie Hansen, Grace Hansen, and Chloe Corbin lead an experienced team. They're confident in sophomore goalie Bridget Gatch, too. Reaching the state tournament again is for sure a goal, but the Crimson also want to fare better when they get there and compete well against the elite teams.
we want to be able to compete with the best of the best, and just settling to just get to the state tournament. Obviously it's an honor and we're very humbled by it each time because we know it's definitely a difficult task, but we want to compete with those top teams like Eden Prairie, Blake, Prior Lake. So.
For the Crimson and all local squads, heading back indoors after last week's snowy weather wasn't ideal, but they've learned to make the best of it.
The weather definitely gets to us, but we try not to let it affect our practice. We try to stay positive about it. Even though it's not the ideal situation, we try to make the most of it.
Well, I definitely learned from my mistakes, and I triple booked about every location that this high school has to offer. I mean, utilizing the different facilities you have, like today we're going to hit the wall, play some wall ball. You have the hand that you're dealt, and I mean every high school probably in the state right now has the same situation. So
Maple Grove's ready to excel as the season takes off. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
Maple Grove opens the season at home Monday night against Champlain Park. That's all for sports. More news in a moment.